Today we're going to be talking about the Holocaust. The Holocaust was the systematic, state-sponsored persecution and murder of 6 million Jews by the Nazi regime and its allies and collaborators. Holocaust is a word of Greek origin meaning sacrifice by fire, and that definition comes from the Holocaust Museum. Now, we're going to learn about the effects of hatred towards the Jews. But we need to understand how this idea began. And this idea is called anti-Semitism. And it will be the first domino that falls in a series of events that leads to the killing of 6 million Jewish people. Anti-Semitism is a word that means prejudice against or hatred of Jews. Where did this idea originate? Where did it come from? I'm going to point you to this painting that I'm moving in the middle of my screen to illustrate anti-Semitism. So in the Christian faith, Jesus was a Jewish person, a Jewish follower, who claimed that he was God. The Jewish people did not agree with him, and subsequently Jesus was killed on a cross for his beliefs. The early Christian church was made up of Jews and Gentiles, people who had been a part of the Jewish faith, who became Christians, and Gentiles, people who were never Jewish to begin with, who also became Christians. The later Christian church started to blame Jewish people for Jesus' death. And you can see that illustrated here in this painting from medieval times. You see Jesus in the middle, and you see the Jewish people on the outside who are antagonizing him and leading him to his death. And you can tell that they are Jewish because of their nose. It's hooked. And that is often how Jewish people are portrayed in illustrations. The early Roman Catholic Church publicly denounced Jewish people and blamed them for the murder of Jesus. And this incited a lot of prejudice and hatred against the Jewish people. Martin Luther, who was a criticizer of the Roman Catholic Church and the founder of the Protestant faith, also did not like Jewish people. And this is what he had to say about them. He said, "What then shall we Christians do with this rejected and condemned people, the Jews? Their synagogues should be set on fire, and what does not burn must be covered over with earth, so that no man will ever see stone or cinder of them again. Their houses also should be razed and destroyed. All their prayer books should be taken from them." So a lot of these Christian people lived on the west side of Germany. So as Jews were undergoing persecution, they moved to the eastern part of Europe and into Russia. But they also found prejudice and hatred against them. The Russian people blamed the Jewish people for their problems, and they often carried out what was called a pogrom, which is a Russian word meaning to wreak havoc or to demolish violently. And hundreds of Jews were killed in each pogrom. As a result, many Jewish people moved from Russia into Central Europe, where the Nazis later come to power. So you see they settle in Poland, Austria, Germany, and this part of Europe. At the same time that the Jewish people are moving to Central Europe, the scientific idea of Aryan supremacy is taking hold, where scientists are taking the idea of the hooked nose and extending it into a deduction of someone's family tree. So you can see, even though this is in a different language, scientists are showing how the uniting of people produces another kind of person. And it's showing how someone can be of pure blood or tainted with Jewed blood or Jewish blood. And this will later give rise to the Nazi people and empower Adolf Hitler to systematically kill 6 million Jews.